Hi friends, a very good evening to all of you and a warm welcome on madhurisluxury.co, a feature that started in the lockdown. I continue to do so on popular request by the audience and it's going to be now once a week. As you all know that in the lockdown I was hosting talk shows every day. So also people who have missed the talk show can watch it on my YouTube for any queries related to real estate, art, hospitality, weddings, fashion designers, jewelry designers, health, wellness, beauty. You can get in touch with madhurisluxury.co. And we are also equipped with people to advise you on finance, chartered accountants, as well as lawyers. So anything related to these, you can get in touch with us. And today, let's welcome Riddhi Behel with us here on madhurisluxury.co.
So, it's always been a pleasure being associated with you on a personal basis or through your work. So, thank you so much for having me here.
Warm welcome, Riddhi, on madhurisluxury.co, where luxury meets well-versed Vastu and astro consultant Riddhi Behel. So, Riddhi, today we would love to know your story and your journey. What inspired you to become an astrologer and a Vastu consultant? We would all love to know that from you.
I'm sure this is a very different and very unusual field, Like all, girls at a certain age, I was also following Linda Goodman and, wanting to know, what, how, a particular sun sign is or how does this particular sun sign behaves or which sun signs are more compatible to which sun signs. Anyways, so that curiosity I believe is with every one of us. So, talking about my journey, Madhvi, my great grandfather, he was astrologer to the king of Jaipur. And he had written some 200 books in his lifetime on astrology and astronomy. And his books have been a part of a lot of universities all across the globe, not just in India, but all across the globe, people have been following his work. So, the kind of atmosphere you're brought up in has a deep impact on you. So, when I was a child, I would see these scholars or, these learned people coming to my house and discussing his work. So astrology to me was not like, a panditji coming home, asking you to wear a particular ring or do a certain puja. To me, it was at a very high pedestal where, astrology meant something which was very evolved and which was something, very, very respected and something to be looked upon. So, that was the kind of atmosphere I was, brought up. So that really had an impact on me. Anyways, since both of us share the same city, our hometown is Jaipur. So I did my schooling and my graduation. Graduation from there went up to do my MBA. And then I was working with the corporate sector. Year 2000, I got married and shifted to Delhi. It was, after 2000, in 2002, when my son was born, I was detected with some serious health issues. And that was kind of a turning point for me, small child, health issues, everything in life was not the way I was wanting things to happen, something was missing and things were not good, rather things were bad, on a personal level. And that is a time when, I got hooked onto astrologers, started to, ask these questions. That was a time when, that phase in my life was why me? I believe it happens with most of us, when we go through troubled times, we all know that why me? मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? So that was a phase with me also life. And that is how, then, I was going to different astrologers and asking questions. Nobody was able to satisfy my, give me a satisfactory reply. And that is where this thought came in my mind that why don't I get into astrology myself and try to find these answers of these questions. And that is how, I got into astrology.
Lovely, beautiful, amazing journey, I must say. And I think there is always a reason for you, and there is a call. Something becomes a reason, As you said, it was your personal thing that got you more into it. And of course, family plays a big role in shaping up an individual. I always believe and feel that because the atmosphere in the family as a childhood, what you get it imbibed indirectly somehow, and it shows later on in your years in your life. And I would like to have some more, information about you. That as a child, how was your young life and your childhood, your memories?
Oh, childhood with all of us, I think think is something, we always, love to think about, have good and fond memories, because, childhood days, I think, are the best days, the most carefree days. So as I said, I basically belong to Jaipur, and I studied in a school called as Maharani Gayatri Devi Girls School. I was, in fact, to the audience, Madhvi's sister is my senior, so in school. So yes, I was in hostel and had a wonderful, journey and have wonderful memories as far as schooling goes. So, but as I said, there was no inclination or there was no connection of me opting astrology as a career or, getting into it, That time, we had different options and different thought process. And very academically inclined, to be very honest. I was more into extra activities, more into outdoor activities, more games and sports types. So, this was how I was. I was a good debater. I used to really participate a lot in debates and all. So, this is how, I was when I was in school. Then followed college. College was normal graduation. And then, as I said, I did my MBA. And then I got into corporate job.
Wonderful, great. And if I may ask you, how much do you think people believe in astrology?
Well, you want an honest answer?
That would be nice.
Well, to be very honest with you, Madhvi, everybody believes in astrology. It's that people don't accept it, Or, there's another thought, another, thing that I came I discovered while I got into astrology is that, because this science has been, it's a science firstly, the way it has been projected, the way it has been practiced by people, it has become so commercial and people have been really befooling, people, astrologers especially. I meet so many people who tell me, that they've had very bad experience with astrologers. So the faith is kind of, shaken. And, the astrologers or the people who are practicing it are responsible to a great extent of projecting or making the science the way it has become. It is like, I tell people, if suppose a doctor is not able to diagnose your problem properly or is not able to give you correct medication, doesn't mean medical science is at fault. It is a person concerned, it is a doctor who is at fault. So same thing applies with astrology. Astrology is an absolute science. It is, everything in astrology has a logic or a reason behind. Right? But the way people, who are practicing. And you know what, Madhvi, since you asked this question, and since I'm in this field from now 15, 20 years, and I meet so many astrologers also, I meet so many of them who have no knowledge or have half knowledge. Right? Or, people come up and say, we are self-taught, or, we get intuitions. See, this is a science which has to be read. It is a very, very deep science. Somebody cannot just say, that we are self-taught or just by intuition you can guide somebody. I don't, agree with it. So answering your question that how many people, everybody believes, because every one of us needs a guidance, needs a guide, and that is what is astrology all about. It is a guiding science. So, it happens with all of us that, we say, अगर उस हमें सही गाइडेंस मिल जाती तो हम ये कर लेते. अच्छा, हमें तो पता ही नहीं था ऐसा भी हो सकता था. So, the right guidance, life is all about making the right choices at the right time. And that is what astrology helps you in doing.
Yeah. Can't hear you. I think there is a bit of network issue.
Correct.
I think she's trying to connect back.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can see you also hear you. Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Please carry on. Yeah. There was a bit of network issue. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was saying that, life is all about making the right choices at the right time. And that is what is the role of astrology. That is what is the function of astrology, is to guide you, give you the right guidance at the right time. See, nobody, people come to an astrologer or people come to me also with this hope or this faith, that astrologer has some magical wand or, will have some remedy which will, change the course of events. Believe me, this doesn't happen. An astrologer, you have the power to change your own destiny. An astrologer can only tell you, can only guide you. Like, I can tell, yes, it's going to rain. Now that's your choice whether you carry an umbrella, you carry a raincoat, or you want to get wet in the rain. I can just tell you, yes, it's going to rain. Right? So astrology is a wonderful guide, and believe me, everybody believes in it.
Great, wonderful. Yeah, and you're absolutely right that it is also a subject, like it's a science. So you cannot say that anybody who gets a dream or who can predict who's not educated enough for it. So that's a myth, I think, and I think you have really kind of clarified it with us. So we understand and we know it's a practice of years, it's a knowledge, it's a science, and it's a subject. And I would also like to ask you, Riddhi, that you've been associated with a lot of like magazines, leading magazines. You've been writing an article on Vastu and on astrology. So what would you like to tell the audience about this year, since we have been all very, very frightened with the last year? It's been like a nightmare for all of us. So if we may know the predictions for this year from you.
Okay, so I recently made a video in which I've talked about the planetary changes which are happening in the month of January end and February. In fact, till March, So there are a lot of planetary movements which are not so very good planetary movements as far as the country goes, as far as the security of the country goes. As far as the internal disturbances go, even for the Prime Minister, there are going to be a lot of challenges which are coming. But then May onwards, India's dasha is changing. Right now, the country is running the dasha of Moon with Saturn. Moon with Mercury comes in May. And also Jupiter, changes its sign. These two changes will be very good as far as the economic growth of the country is concerned. And that is what we all are looking forward, because of COVID, the country and even people on individual basis have really suffered, and are still struggling as far as the financial front is concerned. So we all want, financial stability. We all want, the country to grow. So the stock market is going to be, very stable right now. People who are into stocks, they are, from past 1 week, the market has been very volatile. In fact, it's falling only. The market is continue to be volatile till May. It's after May the stability will come. Even export wise, even a lot of other aspects, as far as financial things are concerned for the market. So 2021 will certainly be better than 2020. Well, I was telling this to somebody, that anything will be better than 2020. So, yes.
We're just praying and hoping for that.
Yes, and 2022, and Madhuri, 2022 will further be better than 2021. So,
that's something positive to hear.
Yeah.
And is it like a global thing? Is it like a global prediction that you're doing that by May, the things will be better financially and otherwise, or is it only specific to India?
No, this is specific to India, not globally. Globally, because tough times are for China. China will be in a bad shape. This I have said earlier also. For China, things will not be very good. For America also, although there has been a change in leadership, but Biden completing his term doesn't look very likely. Even for Pakistan, things are not very good. What I am talking about right now is about our country, India. Well, for India, certainly things will be better.
Great. So we can really stay positive and we can look into a lot of, good work in future as well as things getting, fine by the day. Wonderful.
Correct.
And for the audience, I would like to tell you that Riddhi's programs are aired on leading TV channels of the country. She has touched the lives of people across the globe. And now with 14 years in the field, she has a huge, tremendous experience in astrology and Vastu. She's been a member of FICCI Flow, PhD Chamber of Commerce, Astro partner with Reliance Industries, Vastu partner with Tata Steels, and Vastu panelist with Magic Bricks, Times Group. So, and many more achievements and accords to her. So, Riddhi, I would like to know briefly about Vastu Consultancy. What exactly is Vastu Consultancy?
Okay, so Vastu, again, Madhvi, it is absolutely scientific and logical. What does Vastu do? I'll just take 5 minutes on explaining this because people get really very confused, although people are very fascinated by Vastu as a science. See, everything on this universe, on this earth, is made up of 5 elements, whether it's you, me, the plants, everything, right? We all have heard of the terms Kaph, Vat, and Pith. right? We all know in whether following yoga or the Ayurveda practitioners, they check and they say whenever there is an imbalance of any of these elements, kapha, vata or pitta in our body, it leads to health issues. We have 72% water in our body. If this 72% becomes 78%, we fall sick. Or if the 72% becomes 65, we fall sick. Same is the case with vata, which is air, and pitta, which is fire in our body. Our body is aligned with these five elements and is governed by these five elements. Same thing applies to the structure that we are living in, right? Generally people think that vastu is only directions. No, vastu is aligning those directions with the five elements and further aligning these factors with the structure that you are living in. So like as I said, kapha, vata and pitta, like water. Suppose in the structure you're occupying, whether it's a residential property or a commercial property, if north, which is governed by water, if your north is extended, then there will be water related problems. Or suppose if north is not so extended, it is cut, it is short, then there will be deficiencies related to water, right? Like north, like water, what does water do? Water is related to health. Water is money. कहते हैं ना, पैसा पानी की तरह बह गया, पैसा पानी की तरह आया, so it is money. So if north is less in your house or in a structure, then you will have money related problems, you will have health problems. So like this, when we do vastu consultation, we see the structures, the entire structure, and then try to align it with the directions and try to balance. That is what is the function of vastu. Simple.
Lovely. Wonderful. And I think Sushma B. Rao has been commenting, and she says it's always good to take precautions, I think, through the astrology and Vastu consultants. And I also believe that, especially nowadays, being in the real estate myself, whenever my client wants to buy a beautiful penthouse or an apartment, first foremost thing, they would go and have a look at the apartment, and they would definitely ask that, is it Vastu, because I think nowadays it's becoming more and more. I personally feel. I don't know if it has been always like this, but especially now with all the real estate development of the new companies coming in, this is first and foremost concern of the client. So I'm sure you're coming across.
Yeah, sorry. And you know what, Madhi, a lot of people think that, if a Vastu person is involved, he or she will advise some structural changes or some, illogical or massive changes which will be difficult to do or which will not aesthetically look good. Believe me, Vastu is not all about this. I specialize especially in doing Vastu without any structural changes. And there is a reason and a logic behind each and every problem, and it has a solution, a logical solution, not solutions like pyramid laga do ya crystal laga do. Believe me, when Vastu was written some 5,000 years back, these things did not exist. As I said, right. It is just aligning with the elements and the directions. That's it.
Wonderful, great, lovely. Yeah. And also, Riddhi, if you can tell the audience about your so many magazine coverages and TV radio channels you've been a part of, as well as your newspaper articles and predictions. If you can tell which all newspapers, magazines, and TV channels that you've been featured on to the audience.
Okay. So many of them. To begin with, my journey started. The first one was Aaj Tak, I remember. Aaj Tak kind of approached me. Yeah, the first program I did was for Aaj Tak. Then followed, Z Business. Then was Sahara. Then FM channels followed. FM 104, I'm official partners with them. So, my programs are regular with FM 104. Then with magazine, Women's Era, I'm regular with Women's Era. I'm regular with Pioneer newspaper, with Economic Times, with HT. So many of them, Madhuri, have been, there have been a couple of them which have, just taken my article once a while or so. There's so many of them which have been doing on a regular basis, so it's like this. In fact, there's this Radio Sanji, which, functions out of Melbourne, Australia. So I've done programs for them also, right? So many of them. And why my articles or my programs are appreciated? Because I talk logic and sense, That's what I said, as astrology is a science, if you talk with logic and if you try to talk with sense, I'm sure everybody will associate and will be interested in. What happens, this science works more out of fear. When do you consult an astrologer? When you are going through troubled times. And what the astrologer does, just to mint money, or since it's become so commercial that they try to scare you and give you baseless remedies. Like yesterday only, this gentleman called me and I kind of clarified his doubts, and he said, I'm really thankful to you. He said, I called another astrologer and he said ki ye puja kar lo, isme 1 lakh rupees lagega, and he said I got very scared, and I did not find any logic into it. So that is, this is what, so if if you're honest to your work and you explain with logic, I believe you get a fan following.
Absolutely, and I think it's very informative for the audience out there that it's not about paying 1 lakh of rupees and getting some havan or something like that done, but you should go with the knowledge and science behind it with the right consultants, I believe. And also, I would like to ask you to brief us a bit about astrology as well. I mean, Vastu, of course, we got a little insight into it, and now a bit about astrology.
Okay, so see, you all see, I remember when I was doing astrology, so my husband asked me this question, ki whenever we go to an astrologer, he'll open the horoscope and he'll make, scary faces and say, oh, aapka to mangal bahut bhari hai, ya aapka to shani aisa hai, and as it is, you're scared and you're apprehensive, and then, these dramatic expressions kind of really scare you. Then he asked me, he said, I am living here on Earth. Now Mangal or Saturn, which is so far away from us, we are in 21st century, still we have not been able to step on Mars. Forget stepping on Saturn or Jupiter. Now, how these planets, which are so far away from me, can guide or govern my life or the events happening in my life? I'm sure this is one question that must be coming in everybody's mind. See, we all see the sun rising, right? It takes 8 minutes for the sun rays to fall on Earth, right? If there is sun, there is life. If there is no sun, there is no life. We all agree to it, right? Whenever eclipse, when the rays cannot reach the Earth even for 3-4 minutes, you see how the life comes to standstill. The plants also don't move, the birds also stop, everything stops. Yeah. We all are aware of the high tide, it happens generally on the full moon night, So moon rays, imagine they have so much of gravitational pull, they have so much of power that they can play up with the entire ocean. Right? So just imagine you and me who have just 72% water, won't the moon rays have an impact on us? They do have an impact on us. In fact, you all can observe this, that on the nights of Purnima, when it is full moon, or on the nights of Amavasya, see how your mood patterns are. And why is it so? Because of the rays of the moon. So the way the sun and the moon rays have an impact on us, similarly, the rays of the other planets also has an impact on us and on our lives. Like recently on 21st December, Saturn and Jupiter came together. They were so close. It was a very big astrological, phenomena which was happening. And this will have an impact on everybody living on the earth. Right? So everything in the universe is connected, is interconnected. Right? And everything has an impact.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, there is a logic to everything that the astrologers say or tell about happenings and incidents that are going to take place in your life.
Correct.
Sure. I think Kusma has been commenting, though I cannot read the comments here.
We can adopt Feng Shui.
Yeah, Feng Shui.
Okay, so Feng Shui, Sushma, see, Vastu was written in India, and Vastu was written, as I said, it's all about the 5 elements and about the directions. So it was written keeping the Indian climatic conditions and Indian conditions in mind. Vastu changes as per polarity. In North Pole, the principles will be different. In South Pole, the principles will be different. Why? Because the movement of sun is different. In North Pole, the sun rises, in the east and sets in the west and travels via south, whereas in the South Pole, sun travels via north. So the polarity changes. Now, Feng Shui was written in China, keeping the Chinese climatic conditions in mind. Although the basic principles are the same, but they have symbols. Those symbols again further are associated with elements and again associated with the climatic conditions. So it is, the basic is the same, but then yes, this was, we said tailor-made. So Vastu is tailor-made for India and Indian climatic conditions, whereas Feng Shui was made for China, keeping the Chinese conditions in mind. Same thing, see, Madhvi, applies for astrology, like Greek astrology, the Chinese astrology, all these old civilizations, they had their own, systems, they had their own gods and own study, own philosophers who devised, their different ways of predictions questions, and how to make life easy, right? So this is the difference between Feng Shui and astrology.
Okay, great. So
Vastu, sorry.
Yeah. Nutan Bhargav is saying great, and definitely, I think very well expressed, I must say. So Sushma is definitely contented with the answer. And Riddhi, if you can tell us more about how do you indulge in luxury and the definition of luxury according to you?
Okay. So, well, since I'm an astrologer, so Venus is the planet which is associated with luxury, right? So, I get a lot of people, coming to me and asking, ki, when will we be super rich, or when will we have a luxury apartment or a luxury car? So, check your Venus. If your Venus is exalted, if your Venus is in a good state, you will certainly, be blessed with all the luxuries of your house. But believe me, Madhvi, luxury comes, I always think of you because you are a luxury consultant, so this question, you should be answering this more than me. Because the kind of wonderful works you've been doing, so this is luxury is all your department.
Yeah, so I think you said it very well that most of the people who want to have a luxurious lifestyle dream of a beautiful home, a beautiful car.
Correct.
Definitely that's a big part of luxury, and you've given the answer that if our Venus is good, then we're going to get all that and achieve all that in our lives. I would like to also ask you, Riddhi, about your New Year resolution.
Well, my New Year resolution has been for many years, and this year also, that I really want to get more deep into the study of astrology. So I have certain books, which I want to read and finish this year. Although courtesy lockdown, I got a lot of time to do a lot of reading and a lot of researches. Madhvi, I'm a part of a lot of astro and vastu researches which you've been doing. So there have been certain researches which I kind of picked up last year and could not complete. So I'm really onto it, and that is my New Year resolution, that I want to complete those researches well on time, So that is my resolution.
Wonderful, very nice. And now I would like to go for a rapid fire round with you. So according to you, is it smart work or hard work?
It's both, Madhvi. It's both.
And Nutan has also commented something. Nutan has also written.
She's asking for my number, so I think if you can share it.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And your strength.
My strength, well, my family certainly, starting from my grandmother who kind of taught me to see a dream. My husband who's been very supportive. My siblings have been very, very supportive, So certainly my strength has been my family.
Beautiful, lovely. And there is another comment by Samarth Kumar. If you can read it, Riddhi.
Yeah, it says, kindly inform when and what stages one should consult astrology. Any time interval is required. Well, can I answer this, Madhvi?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, Rameshji, it is, when you're facing some challenges in life, you certainly consult an astrologer. The time interval is entirely your personal, call. If you're satisfied, you're looking for some solutions, yes, certainly you can call. But one thing I would like to say here through this platform, Madhvi, that, don't get too dependent on these sciences. These sciences are guiding sciences. I remember there was this client of mine, and, my all prediction came out true in her case. And she would call me every day and ask me questions. Today's a meeting, tell me how will it be. Today I have guests at home, tell me how will it be. One should not get so much involved in it. Take it as a guiding force.
Very nice and a very honest suggestion and advice to the audience, I must say. So please do abide by what she's saying, and I think it really makes a lot of sense for sure.
Correct.
You should take the consultation but not become very dependent on the consultants.
Correct.
I feel.
And
I would like to ask you a question in the rapid fire round, another one, that other astrologers or Vastu experts that you admire.
Has to be my Guru Shri K.N. Rao. He's dedicated his entire life to, astrology, and still he's doing so much of work to astrology. In fact, there are so many of them, whom I've learned astrology from and whom I look upon. There are so many of them, and they are real knowledgeable people, So, but yes, certainly the topmost would be Shri K.N. Rao, whom I've learned astrology from. Colonel A.K. Gord, he's a very renowned astrologer. So these people have, they have really, helped me also shape my, have a opinion about astrology, have the correct opinion about astrology, which is very important.
Wonderful. There's another question from Ramesh, if you can read. Kindly.
It is the same question only, Madhvi. Kindly
Okay,
tell what stages. Yeah.
Okay, great. And according to you, is it money or fame?
That's very difficult to choose. But then I don't think so. Either Madhvi, ठीक है? You know, remember that movie Three Idiots where Amir Khan says, "इतनी मेहनत करो, success तो अपने आप पीछे भाग के आती है." So you know, when I started astrology, also Madhvi, believe me, I'd never thought that I'll become successful or become famous. That was never the idea. I just want, as I said, you know, I just wanted to know that what are my questions, like, you know, satisfy my own questions. And when I got into it, I realized, you know, people are so disturbed and everybody's looking for solution. And it started with, you know, me predicting about my friends and family, and slowly the word started spreading, you know. So that is how, you know, my name kind of spread.
Yeah,
right?
I think the work speaks for itself, you know, and the fame follows.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And the best thing about astrology and Vastu, according to you?
Well, it is very satisfying. Believe me, now, on a personal level, if you ask me what I have gained from astrology as an individual, I am very much at peace with my own self. Now, whatever happens with me in life, I know precisely why is it happening. You know, when I started, as I said, though there were so many whys. Why did this happen? Why me? You know, now I have no whys, you know. Now I know everything precisely. If something has happened, whether for the good or for the bad, I know why it has happened. So, you know, I'm very much at peace with myself.
Wonderful. And I think that's the most important thing in life, to be in peace with yourself and in life. That's lovely. Wonderful.
Yes.
And if not this, then what?
Come again, if
not an astrologer or a Vastu consultant, then what?
Then what? As I said, I started my journey with the corporate sector, so maybe I would have been still with the corporate, you know.
And we would like to know your hobbies.
My hobbies. Okay, so I'm very fond of reading. As I said, astrology, you know, is very, that is what, you know, most of the time I try and, you know, read as much astrology and as much Vastu, you know, I can do. Then I'm a very, you know, people's person. I am a very social person. So I really, you know, make a lot of friends, and I really like connecting with people, you know. Nowadays, even with, we have WhatsApp, and we generally pick up WhatsApp and send messages to friends. But I make it a point to call people and talk to them, you know. That is very important, you know, nowadays. So that is one of my hobbies, and a lot of people tell, my family especially says that you speak a lot, and you know, you remember so and so's birthday, so and so's anniversary, and you make it a point to call them and talk to them. So I think, you know, this is my hobby.
Good one. Nice.
Yeah.
And your favorite one-liner?
My favorite one-liner. Okay, I have never thought about my favorite one-liner, but I remember, you know, when I got married to my husband, the first thing I said to him, I said, "Saade naal rahoge to ऐश karoge." You know, so
good one again.
So I keep telling my husband this, you know, "Saade naal rahoge to ऐश karoge." So be happy and spread happiness.
I'm sure. And with an astrologer and a Vastu consultant, he is taking care of all the areas of the Venus and whatever to your Mars, right? So I'm sure.
Yes.
And what's your strategy in crisis?
In crisis, well, have faith, you know, and patience. Patience, I believe, is very important, because most of the time I've seen with people, you know, and I've experienced this with myself also before I got into astrology, that one gets very impatient. So I believe, you know, everything with patience and perseverance, we can really change the situation. So in time of crisis, I believe we should be patient.
Very nice. The patient pays, as it said.
Yeah, it does. Believe me, it does.
And what is one thing that no one knows about you?
One thing that no one, I'm not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
Then it'll be open, huh? Let it remain a secret.
Okay, great. We keep it secret sometime whenever you would feel like, and come back on the show some other time. Probably we'll know then.
Okay.
Describe yourself in one word.
Come again? Your voice, I'm not able to hear you.
Describe yourself in one word.
Describe myself in one word. Happy-go-lucky.
Great. Lovely. And you de-stress with?
You are? I am what?
De-stress.
De-stress with, as I said, yeah, with obviously with family and friends, talking to them is something, which kind of really de-stresses me. So I just pick up my phone and start talking, that really helps. And I believe that everybody of us should do that,
I agree. That personal touch is really important. And
very important, very important. Even if you dislike something or you're upset about things, it's always better you speak out rather than keep holding on to it.
Very nice. Yeah. True. And one relationship rule that you always follow.
One relationship rule that I always follow. Well, again, as I said, patience.
True. Absolutely. And how do you handle competition and jealousy or diplomacy, politics in the profession?
Well, Madhvi, I am not bothered about it at all. I am just concerned about my work, As in astrology, they say everybody is born with a mission. So now, as coming into astrology, that is what I've learned. I'm very much at peace. I know what my mission is. My life is totally dedicated to astrology. So believe me, it doesn't bother us. Maybe at times, maybe initially maybe it did bother, but now when people compare you or stuff like that, now it doesn't bother us at all, because every individual is different. Everybody has their own way of working, so it doesn't bother us at all.
Yeah, and I think you're confident and secure in your own self, so you don't
really. Absolutely.
And I think there's something where Ramesh again. He's commented something.
Yeah, on spirituality and astrology, prayers overcome astrology obstacles. Well, Rameshji, this is a long answer. If we can do a one-to-one on it, I think that will be better, because I think time would not allow us to discuss this. Yeah.
So I would like to ask you the definition of love according to you.
Love is compassion, caring, being caring, giving. That is what is love,
Beautiful. And advice to youngsters who would want to take up astrology or Vastu consultancy as a profession.
Yeah, this I get a lot of people asking me, a lot of not just youngsters, even elderly people coming to me and asking that we want to learn astrology. Firstly, please don't go into those quick fix shortcut courses. Please don't do that. If you're serious, please do a proper course, find a proper teacher and learn it properly, and then follow it. Right? Don't get into shortcut, because see, half knowledge is very dangerous. Be it any subject, so it's always better that you do it. Maybe it takes little time, but then it is a deep science, so you need to have a proper knowledge about the subject. Right. So please don't get into shortcuts.
And one has to keep the patience and learn it properly, and then only,
Absolutely. That's very important.
Yeah, so it's been a real pleasure and honor hosting you here on Madhvi'sLuxury.co today. Thank you so much.
Same here, Madhvi. It's always a pleasure to associate with you. As I said in the beginning, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thanks. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
You too. Okay, bye. Take care.
Yeah. So for all those who missed the shows, can watch it on YouTube. And for any queries related to real estate, art, hospitality, weddings, fashion designers, jewelry designers, health, wellness, beauty, you can get in touch with Madhvi'sLuxury.co. Also, we have experts from legal departments to chartered accountants, and any queries, anything related to that, you can get in touch. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.